Puckering in embroidery is nearly impossible to fix. And sadly, this is something most beginner embroiderers come across fairly early in their journey. But get this, puckering is actually just a symptom and not an illness, because the illness is actually your fabric tension. And that does have a very easy fix. Embroidery, quick tips. If your fabric is sitting loose in the hoop, it will warp and it will distort the stitches, making them inconsistent in length and in tightness, which can then lead to puckering. Not to mention how awful it is to actually work in one of those loosey-goosey hoops. Your fabric should be drum tight. What is that exactly? Well, imagine like an old school drum. Just like a regular drum made out of animal skin stretched super tightly around the drum body. You know the kind, one of those. So essentially this is what you want to be doing with your embroidery hoops, turning them into drum tops. And all you need to do to achieve this is evenly stretch your fabric all around the hoop, tighten the screw, and then test it by gently tapping on the fabric until it makes a drum-like sound, like so. If it does, you're good to go. However, if it doesn't, it probably needs more tension. Stretch your fabric in 3 simple steps. First, gently stretch it all around the edges a little bit and tighten the screw slightly, not all the way, okay? Then when your hoop has been tightened, go back to stretching some more all around yet again, and then tighten the screw further. Then test it. Do the tapping thing. If it sounds like a drum top, then awesome. You can tighten the screw like to the max, kind of. And if it doesn't, just repeat the previous steps. Just rinse and repeat until it does. 2 things to note though. 1, your hoop doesn't actually need to become a drum top, okay? Like don't overstretch it because you'll just rip it. Just don't overdo it. You know, here's an example again. This is good. This is bad. And of course, the sound that the drum-like fabric will make will depend on the size of the hoop. So the bigger ones will sound a little bit duller, the smaller ones can sound pretty sharp. And you might be thinking right now that it could be pretty difficult to decide, you know, if the tension is good enough, if it sounds good enough or not. But just do it in little steps. Like stretch it a little bit, like literally little by little, and test in between each stretch and tighten until it sounds all right. You'll know if you overdo it, and you will know if you underdo it. You got it. And number 2, beware of different embroidery hoop types, different brands, because some of the hoops are not going to be up to the task, okay? Like the cheap bamboo hoops, there's just no way you can do that. They are absolutely unreliable unless you're using felt. It's like very heavy, very thick fabric, then probably, but even then it's just so inconsistent, it's not gonna work. So just be wary. Like the higher quality hoops, they will absolutely do the job, but the lower ones, unlikely. I made a whole video about all the different kinds of hoops that you can check out up here. I go through like literally a ton of them, all kinds of them. Or this video here, if you want to learn a tiny little amazing trick about how to make a hoop work for you instead of against you.